What up, YouTube? Before we start the video, we got a very important announcement for you.
That's right, we have our new milestone giveaway for 2,000 subscribers. That is a CGC 9.8 graded Thor #1. This cover is a Nick Klein sketch variant that is also signed by Donnie Cates.
What? Are you crazy? Yes, we are. When we hit 2,000 subs, we're giving away this bad boy. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like. It would be much appreciated because we want to give this away, but we only can do that when we hit 2,000 subs. Let's get to the video. What up, YouTube? I'm Jim.
I'm Nate.
And we are Two Fat Guys Pull List, and we've got another new comic book day video for you for the week of June 5th. That's right. It is our first new comic book day for the month of June. And before you know it, it'll be over. Like, these months fly. But that being said, we ended May with a very small pull, and we're beginning June with a very small pull. And you know what? I kind of like it. Like, we're kind of easing into the month. We're kind of chill, because I know there is a pull within June where we're like, God damn, like we got.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I think there's one where I alone is 17. I don't. What am I thinking?
You're not, but you know, I'm sure it's a great week. But anyway, let's focus on this week, which is like an itty bitty week. So we're gonna kick off the week with Space Ghost, issue number 2 from Dynamite Comics and David Bose. And you know, I really enjoyed issue 1. I thought issue 1 was fantastic. It's very clear that David is jumping in and pulling from the traditional Space Ghost lore, like the old school cartoon. I really do hope that we get some. I'm hoping that there's like some kind of reference to, you know, Space Ghost's talk show that he had on Adult Swim, which is very, you know, very not traditional Space Ghost, but it would be kind of cool to see David pull from that. But that being said, I really like this series. I thought issue 1 was fantastic, really, because, you know, you've got all these villains that are popping up in the book. And I remember watching the cartoon when I was a kid, but I never really like made a connection to it. I just remember Space Ghost just being a cool, like, retro boomerang cartoon to watch. So when I read the issue and I saw some characters that I do remember, you know, like Brack, like I love Brack's, you know, I more know him from the Adult Swim stuff, but to see him in the book, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw all these other villains, which I didn't really know about. So, you know, David did a really good job of, like, basically, you know, if you read it and you're curious, you're going to go Google it. And I did. And it was like, holy shit. Like, it's clear that David is doing his homework with these characters, because he's pulling from some hardcore Space Ghost lore, which obviously you should do. You're not going to write a Space Ghost book and not, you know, do your homework. But kudos to David. I'm looking forward to issue 2, and I'll go ahead and say potential pick of the week. I love the cover too.
Ooh. Yeah, the cover work for this entire series so far has especially been really good.
Yeah,
super. Yeah, as someone who, like, literally don't, like, I have maybe a single memory of the talk show thing, but that's it. I'm just going in totally blind, but I really enjoyed the first issue that way. So
yeah,
even without context, even, you know, like, there's some people that are seeing all these, like, Transformers and what's the tiger one that's been real popular that Shelby's doing? Thundercats.
Thundercats, that's right. Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of these, like, intellectual properties that we're starting to do, and, like, some of them are like, I don't know if I want to jump on because I don't know that those things are. But David's done a really good job of saying, you don't need to know shit. Come on, and I'm just going to tell you a good story.
You really, yeah. If you're ready for a silly goose time and a good story, jump onto Space Ghost. We highly recommend it. All right, next up, our last independent for the day, or for the night, is Gary Jerry's Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, issue number 1. Now, I didn't know this book was even coming out. I knew nothing about this book, and you sent it to me the other day, and we're like, "Are you getting this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I always do last minute sweeps, and I don't know how we missed this one, but here it is.
So, gunslinger, samurai, Ronin, space epic. Space? Are we doing space? Maybe. Space?
I don't even know at this point.
I don't know. This cover obviously is giving some very cool, like, old school 1970s Star Wars vibes. I'm here for it. It's also, when I read the synopsis, it kind of gave me, like, Dark Tower vibes too, and I'm like, that sounds dope. You know, been yearning for some of that. So definitely looking forward to this. It's Gary Jerry. A lot of his independent stuff is really kick ass. I know this isn't independent, but man, like his Deadpool shit is so good. So I'm kind of hoping there's like a mix of like good independent writing from Gary J, but also a mixture of like his Deadpool shit. Then I'm like 100% in.
Yeah, I'm not quite as high on the Gary Dugan Duggan train, but enough that this sounds good enough. Plus,
It
I like
it
Gary Brown, so
it looks awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to it. You know, a little surprise pick here, so we'll see how it goes. All right, jumping. Oh, I'm sorry. We have one more.
liar.
I lied. We have our last independent book of the night from Kelly Thompson. We have Scarlet, #1 from Image Comics. This is a little mini G.I. Joe tie-in focusing on Scarlet. You know, I'm still very invested in the Energon universe, and with G.I. Joe kind of going on this like no holds barred, going straight after Transformers. Doesn't matter if you're an Autobot or a Decepticon, because they don't know. They just don't know those concepts. So they're just going after the threat. And to see kind of where Scarlet's been and how she's going to interweave into, you know, Duke and G.I. Joe's timeline. You know, I do see the emblem behind on the snow there. That is the emblem for Snake Eyes and his clan. So
I didn't even know that.
It's got me a little excited right there. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't know much about Scarlet. Like I said, I played with GI Joes, but I don't know the lore as much as a lot of other people do. But it's Kelly Thompson. Should be fun.
That's and see is invested in Energon. I've been through the 2 G.I. Joe books that we got. And so when I saw this at first, I was like, I actually don't know. And then I saw Kelly Thompson was tied to it.
Right.
So, fuck, you got me.
You got me.
You got me.
That's and you know, and I think that's smart on Kirkman. You know, like you gotta invest in your team and you gotta have heavy hitters, and this is definitely one of them. So let's see what we can get out of this book. Hey, I'm interrupting the video. It's only because I've got something really important to tell you. I know you know what we're giving away when we hit 2,000 subscribers. I gotta let you know about what we're giving away when we hit 1,250 subscribers. We're giving away this Uncanny X-Men #1 signed by Jim Chung, CGC grade 9.8. When we hit 1,250 subscribers, you could potentially win this, but you have to be subscribed to our channel. So hit that sub button, ring that bell, give us a like. Let's get back to the video, shall we? All right, jumping over to Marvel, we've got The Ultimates, issue #1 from, and this is, you know, I love this cover. I know the interiors are not the same artist on this cover that they are as in as the interiors, the exterior. Obviously, it's not the same artist. But you know, it just feels like the ultimate universe that Hickman has been building and, you know, left and then came back to. These books have been straight fire. So I can't, I'm sure that this book is going to sell out quickly. So if you haven't put this on your pull, get it on, because I remember when the Black Panther Ultimate book came out, everybody lost their goddamn minds, and like you could not find a cover A, let alone any cover. So make sure
it's been like that for every Ultimate book.
Yeah, make sure this is in your pull, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. You know, Iron Man has been dealt a hand where he's kind of a fugitive, and we don't know if it's right or not, if it's rightfully so. But this team here looks pretty damn fire. You got Iron Man, Doctor Doom, Thor, Ant-Man, Lady Sif, and Captain America. Like, that just sounds cool.
It does. Sounds like a good team.
Yeah, and you know, again, the story that we've told where the Maker has basically just completely destroyed the idea of superheroes. I think this book has a lot of potential.
I literally said I wasn't going to be in on the Ultimate universe at all, yet here I am picking 4th.
And there you are.
4 Ultimate.
That's hilarious. Yep. All right, our last Marvel book of the night, and that is the last X-Men book in the Krakoan era. We have X-Men #35 or Legacy 700 or Uncanny X-Men, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let me just say the positives here. Love this cover, this Pepe Larraz cover. I can't get enough of it. You know, so we got a $10 book here, and I have to assume that we are, whatever storylines we haven't finished since our last X book within the series, which was the Rise of the House of X or whatever. I would assume get wrapped up here, and then I think, you know, probably towards the end of the book we'll get a McKay kind of sneak peek into what we're actually doing with the X-Men coming in July, which I am very excited about. And we'll talk about more about the end of X-Men. We didn't have a show last weekend because of storms. But I'm sure we'll have a nice healthy dialogue about X-Men and how it ended and where it's going. Now I really can't say much, I just, without really getting into it, and we're going to be talking about that on Sunday. But just know that I'm kind of glad that we're finishing what we started here, and that we're kind of turning the page anew, and we'll be getting something new. I will say I'm not looking forward to John Romita Jr.'s artwork whatsoever, and he is one of the artists in this book, so that kind of sucks. Exactly.
I'm just looking forward to no mutant books for at least a month, right? Don't I get a month break?
I don't know. We'll see. I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
All right, jumping over to DC, we're going to kick it off with Batman issue number 148, Batman versus Batman. That's right. We've been having a lot of fun with this
Dark
AI
prisons.
Yeah, this robot version of Batman who's got all of his alternate psyches in his brain. The showdown's happening. I don't know if we ever confirmed if Chip's, where Chip's going to be after Ultimate Power or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know what it's called.
Absolute Power.
But I am, again, I've been digging the hell out of Chip's run. The fact that Jimenez is still here is a big plus.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
We'll have to wait and see. I have to imagine this mechanic of this robot version of Batman will probably be sticking around during Absolute Power. I have to imagine, but you never know. Maybe this is it.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna wrap it up here.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if. What?
No, I wouldn't be mad at all either. But using my context clues to look into the future, it doesn't look like we're going to be dealing with him anytime soon.
All right. Okay.
Because we've basically got 2 issues, and then Absolute Power, your favorite.
Yay! Are we so
tying
excited?
Right in there.
Jesus Christ, man! We'll talk about it on Sunday. All right, we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our last book of the night is Birds of Prey, issue number 10 from Kelly Thompson. This new arc has been up and down, very drastic. But if we have a big Barda-centric issue, you have my attention, because I really do like this character. And I just can't even remember what the hell happened in the last issue. Like, I know we're still kind of jumping through time, I think, or universes, because we don't want Babs to die.
Right.
Yet she's willingly jumping into battle and knowing that she could die. I'm a little lost. That's all I'm going to say. Am I still supporting the book? 100%. But I'm a little lost. That's all I have to say.
I'm with you there. The big thing that happened in the last book was Meridian went and got Zealot, and now they're getting involved.
Okay.
Because the rest of the crew is stuck in this weird time warp suck. But I mean, you're right. It's still it's not as flushed out as the first arc.
No, the first arc was incredibly cohesive, and this one is and maybe that's on purpose. Maybe we're like, whoa, what are we? Whoa, I'm sure that's the point, but it's making it kind of hard to read, and I don't like saying that, so I'm gonna stop.
Just move on.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for this week's New Comic Book Day video for the week of June 5th. Let us know down in the comments, what are you picking up today? What are you reading first? And what's your potential pick of the week? As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like. It'd be much appreciated, as we're on the road to 1,250 subscribers, but we can't do it without your support. So if you're already subbed to the channel, share it. Send it to other people. Be like, hey, have you watched the best comic book show on YouTube? Here it is. And make sure to, have them hit that sub button, because we're giving away some cool stuff. You saw throughout the video what we're giving away, but we can't do that until we hit those goals. So please make sure to hit that sub button. We'll catch you guys live this Sunday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, where we'll talk about all these books and more. I'm sure we'll have some very healthy debates about X-Men and the state of DC and anything else that you guys want to talk about. But we'll catch you guys live here this Sunday, where we'll talk about we'll just talk. We'll
yak it up.
Show up, watch us make a fool of ourselves. That's really what Sundays are about. So anyway, as always, fam, Be kind to one another. And read more comics. Later.